going to be dropping a very interesting story about another figure in the line that is coming up and how it almost never made it to the collection, but it's on its way.
It isn't stopping today. I guess I'll talk about that too. Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. Hey, record. As always, I'm Robo, and I guess Hasbro saw that last week there wasn't anything to talk about and went, oh, okay, we'll give you a few things. On top of that, there's Star Wars to talk about from several different companies. It's been a while since that's happened. And you know me, that's my bread and butter. My bread and butter, bread and butter. Oh, my bread and butter. My bread and butter. Oh, I think I just hurt my back. Might as well kick this week off with a little bit of Robo Don't Know, because Robo don't know a thing about Ultraman. Mezco teased this back at their Toys Fair event. Was that a couple of months ago now? But at the time, people were excited, while I was just looking at it going, that looks cool, but I have no clue what that is. And yeah, I could have researched it, knowing that we would be in this exact spot at some point in the future, but you know me better than that. Looking at the pics, he seems to be really, really supersized, and he has kind of a heroic presence to him. So I'm guessing he protects the cities from these giant kaiju corn-on-the-cob monsters? Ooh, maybe his I-beams are heat. And to defeat them, he's got to turn them into delicious popcorn that just rains down over the city. Then he puts on his fancy cape and invites all the citizens to movie night. Can you hear that? That's all the Ultraman fans just slapping their heads and reaching for keyboard. I really, really dig the inclusion of the cityscape and then the ship along with the usual alternate heads, alternate hands effect pieces. $105 ships early next year. NECA posted up a press release this week for their Ultimate Universal Monsters line, which seems kind of backwards because they had already solicited a figure and then teased several more. The Frankenstein monster pre-orders went up in all its monstery glory, and then they teased, what was it first? I don't remember the order, but they showed kind of the Mummy, teased a Wolfman and a Dracula. Those last two were vague though, and it led collectors to speculate that there may be issues with license or likeness rights, but that's where the press release comes in. In fact, maybe it's the sales of the Frankenstein monster and the interest shown in the other characters that helped give a little shove to the other companies involved. In the press release, NECA announced that they are working closely with Universal Brand Development, Lugosi LLC, and Cheney Entertainment. So Wolfman and Dracula are definitely going to get made. And I don't remember if it was confirmed back when the Frankenstein monster, the black and white version, was solicited, but in this press release it also says there is a color version coming, which I think we all kind of guessed was going to happen because when the Mummy was shown, that was in color. So I'm guessing there's two versions of each monster. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of this whole genre, I may have to break down and get the black and white versions because I love that paint scheme. It'll make for an eye-catching display. Whoop! Look at those black and white things, that's awesome. Also from NECA, the past couple of weeks we've seen Judith Hoag post video updates and the progress on her Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 movie April O'Neil. For this week's update, it's not as revealing as some of the others. We get to see a little bit more of the painted prototype and then like a factory test shot in the base colors. Other than that, it's mostly just packaging, which is not a bad thing. She's just showing the progress, which in and of itself is a cool thing to see, kind of a behind-the-scenes look at it. But the teases are killing me. I think she did say that next week is the last update, and a press release that came out this morning for something else that we're about to talk about says something about more surprises to come. So, fingers crossed, we get to see the full reveal next week, and then pre-orders go up. Because I need to secure this. I need it in my collection. But another thing that's been happening over the past few weeks on the NECA side of things is they've been putting up pre-orders for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon sets that we didn't know about until it went up for pre-order. This week's pre-order is for Anthrax and Scumbug, and they're getting really, really deep into the cartoon. I've heard of Scumbug. Couldn't tell you a damn thing about Anthrax. But that doesn't matter if I recognize them. There's fans out there who want everything cartoon related, and NECA's trying their damnedest to get it all out to you. If nothing else, they are colorful additions to the display. And with the new reveals, they've also been putting up for pre-order older figures that hit Target that you may have missed or wasn't able to grab. And this week, it's the 2-pack of Trag and Granitor, and then the Krang robot body. So you can grab them here. you can try your luck, because I think I was just seeing Trag and Granitor at my Target, which is a crazy thing to see at Target, just a couple of weeks ago. So who knows? It's just good to see them getting more product out there and other avenues for collectors to buy them. If you want to check those out, the link is in the description, but it's the NECAstore.com. Type it in. Go check it out. But that's not all from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this week. Did I say that right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's hard to say really fast. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Super 7 also teased this TMNT Ultraman Samurai Turtle, and I saw a bunch of comments online about how much they hated the third movie. No. This line is based on the original Playmates toy line, so that would make this the Sewer Samurai Leo. I didn't do a lot of Playmates figures, I had to look. This is our first hint at Wave 5, and we've gotten all the 4 main turtles in Waves 1 through 4. It only makes sense to start doing variations of the main characters to headline Waves, well, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Does that mean we'll see Sewer Surfer Mike, or Space Cadet Raph, or Undercover Dawn? They have to hide all that awesomeness under a trench coat and hat. Oh, the future. This is all we have to go on right now. I'm sure more to come, hopefully soon. We still haven't seen any video updates from the Todd himself when it comes to the McFarlane action figures of any kind, but judging by his socials, he's been a busy guy. He's working on other things at the moment. But that doesn't mean there isn't tidbits to talk about, like the Walmart. Is it exclusive? I saw it on Walmart first, but there's the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat Shao Kahn vs. Sub-Zero. Different colors to the costumes, with silver and banana on Shao Kahn, and then Sub-Zero. Once you stray away from colors that resemble ice, then my brain goes, is that Sub-Zero or is that somebody else? In fact, looking at this, more than one color used here matches my living room. I don't know what that says about me or the figure. But it's Mortal Kombat. In the game, you can pick different skins. This is all reuse, except for the spear. Is that new for this set? But again, reuse, different colors, get some more money on those molds. If you're into all the variations of the same character, ba-boom, there you go. $40 says July 8th. It's very specific on the Walmart site, but that's if they keep your pre-order. Oh, Walmart. Before we get into the next one, know that I have not watched the newest episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I am behind as of this recording, so I don't know what happens yet, but this week, Bandai did solicit their SH Figuarts Falcon and Winter Soldier John Walker Captain America. Ooh, John Walker! Boo! Yes! And much like the character on the show, the figure brings about mixed feelings. And I'm not talking about John Walker sucks, the actor's doing a terrible job, he shouldn't even be on the show. I mean it in a, dang, I do not like this Captain America, but I want to see more because he's interesting. Much like heels in wrestling, you're not supposed to like them. That's the whole point. And if you do hate this character, that means they're doing their job, right? But when it comes to the figure, it's a fine representation of the character, but it seems to be continuing the Tamashii Nation's trend of making them slightly animated looking. The first thing to hit my brain was, man, this thing's skinny, but when I compared it side by side with stills from the show, it's fairly accurate. The masked head does look pretty good, almost too good. And follow me here, because in the show, it seems like the helmet doesn't quite fit his head. It kind of sticks out on the cheeks, it pushes his ears down, so it already gives you that feeling that this dude is no Steve Rogers. That's a visual cue for it, and the figure doesn't quite capture that. But it's still pretty good compared to the unmasked head, which is very puppet-like. But the shield and the effect is awesome, and I do like the overall feel of the figure, but if you're in it for just the shield, Tamashii Nations also went back and added that shield to the solicitations for Bucky. We kind of knew this was coming because a leaked picture at the time this went up for pre-order had Bucky holding the shield, but I guess they didn't want to show that until it actually happened in the show. And see what I mean about the faces? Also, I noticed that the Tamashii Cinema site posted a new picture of Bucky and Sam next to each other, and they look a lot better than I thought, or a lot better than the original solicitation led us to believe. In that original picture, it looked like Falcon was way bigger than Winter Soldier, but this picture, that seems more accurate to the show. Back to Walker though, you see the gun on the hip. It does list an empty holster and the gun separate. Like we've been seeing a lot lately, they're not showing him holding the actual gun, but that's okay. $90 ships in domestically should be in October. And what the hell is this? A Bandai Star Wars model kit in 2021? Honestly, I figured this line was dead. We haven't seen anything from it in over a year. Has it been longer than that? It's been a while. And even then, it was reissues, I think. Was it some R2 units? Maybe a Kylo Ren? It's been so long, I can't remember. But nope, here is the Mandalorian. Which, if any character was gonna make them blow the dust off that line, it's the Mandalorian. Because it's the Mandalorian. I mean, it's the Mandalorian from the last episode of the first season of the Mandalorian, which is... it's been over a year and a half since then. But it's still the bantha-loving Mandalorian. We're getting two options here, a version with silver armor bits if you don't want to do any painting, but if you do like putting your own metal finishes on it, there's also a standard edition where the armor pieces are in white. But to me, where Star Wars is my bread and butter, this looks like some oddball prototype version of the Mandalorian armor, and it can go over with my prototype Boba Fett or something, some weird white eye-catching display. So of course I pre-ordered both of them. Cooler still, even though it is from season 1 because of that right thigh pad, it did change from season 1 to season 2. The figure still includes the rifle, the pistol, the Darksaber, which looks more proportionate than versions we've gotten before, and then the Beskar spear. No cape though, but that's kind of okay because they usually either give us the hard plastic, the stiffer rubber, or that cheesecloth stuff that looks terrible. So I'm kind of, well, I would always like extra stuff added, but I'll go third party. I was going to go third party either way. But like I always say about the model kits, they make good figures that you have to kind of get used to because of how light they are. But there's also the build. You get to see all the inner workings. You get to put it together yourself. You throw some paint on it. You can go, I did that. The standard is about $28. The silver is $47 and should ship in July of this year. Now, Bandai. How about some model kits of the IG units? I said Bandai, not Medicom. But basically, this is yet another zombie rising from the grave. Medicom putting out another Star Wars figure. Cats and dogs. It is cool to get another chance at this big hunk of burning robot if you did miss the SH Figuarts. But Medicom does seem to skew larger. But then the SHF was fairly large too, so maybe this MAFEX version will line right up. In fact, looking at it, it seems to do all the same things as the SHF. The rotating head, the self-destruct thing, either opening or being swappable parts. The weapons, the sack of Grogu, but as Medicom tends to do when it comes out after the SHF, they have to add a little oomph to it. This IG-11 comes with the serving tray and the serving set. You know, just in case you want to just... But will we see it within the next 2 years? We still haven't even gotten Mando from this line. But to that point, because MAFEX is always seen in pairs when they first pop up, here's the DC Birds of Prey Harley Quinn in her police tape costume. This is the costume I prefer over the gold overalls that we saw in plastic form before, but this figure, at least the promotional images of it, does point out the difficulties in bringing this to toy form. Those sleeves look like a nightmare of cones, kind of like the Star Wars Praetorian Guard or Godzilla tails that I've seen in images. And they never show the arms bending very far, so I'm sure it's just kind of... I guess they could have went with plastic tassels, but at this scale, it probably, well, I don't know if it'd look worse, but would it look better? Clear part of the jacket is spiffy though, and she does come with her egg sandwich. So there is that. IG-11 is about $90, Harley is about $80, and the estimated time of arrival is January 2022. I can't even say it with a straight face. How about we just call it 2022 and hope for the best, right? That doesn't mean I didn't pre-order this IG-11 because I'm... God. Sticking with Star Wars, we got some Hasbro Black Series news out of the blue this week. Out of the blue harvest. It looks like another Target exclusive for the Clone Wars assortment of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Echo, and Hawk. I love the looks of the two Jedi here, so much so that I've been eyeing third-party kits in order to make these myself, but now I don't have to. The head on Anakin does look kind of weird. They're doing that thing where they take an animated look and translate it into a more realistic aesthetic to fit in with the rest of the Star Wars Black Series. but it's not terrible. I guess it's just a Skywalker thing because much like Mark Hamill, it seems Hayden Christensen is just hard to capture in plastic form. They did go with a shorter hairstyle since it was between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, so that's neat. Same with Obi-Wan and his bushy mustache. I guess if you say mustache, I automatically reach. I think that head is reused from the Walgreens Obi-Wan from the Clone Wars shorts where he was in full clone trooper gear, but that was the old body. On this new one, it uses the new clone trooper limbs where they're single joints. I know, single joints. Echo has that same setup too with the single joints, but then throws a whole lot of new sculpting around it with the forearms, the legs, the overlays. Almost looks like a whole new figure. It's not the Bad Batch Echo that everybody was expecting, but hey, with Bad Batch right around the corner, you gotta think we will get an Echo for that series, so this is good to get this one here, to get a older school ARC Trooper. But then for Clone Pilot Hawk, Hasbro went back to that first Clone Trooper body with the double elbows, the double knees, and then just threw a new head and chest thing on top of that. Maybe it's an issue at the factory where they can only run so many figures through the same mold at the same time, or maybe they're just squeezing more pennies out of that mold. Either way, another welcome addition to the shelf. Then there's the packaging, which I wasn't collecting Star Wars at this time, so it holds no nostalgia for me. In fact, when Veeb sent me the pictures, I was like, why the hell are you sending me 3 3/4 inch stuff? But then I saw the Black Series logo. That means 1/12. Did somebody say 6 inch? But like I said, Target exclusive, which is essentially at this point just a punch in the crotch. A punch in the crotch that we keep going back for. Hey! Target, you got any of that punch in the crotch? Sure do! Thank you! Be back tomorrow! But hopefully these won't be too hard to get. It seems like the last Star Wars exclusives went fast, but weren't too terrible. Not like the G.I.Joe stuff. Because speaking of kicks in the crotches, as much as I hate to bring this up because it is a sore subject, some Hasbro G.I.Joe Classified Series news this week. Besides the Cobra Island Major Blood being revealed as a real thing by, make sure that I get this right, some asshole wannabe internet celebrity toy reviewer, it seems that Hasbro also made an attempt to try to get those exclusives out there more, even though it didn't go really well. They posted a surprise drop on Thursday on Hasbro Pulse for the Cobra Island Firefly and Viper. First for premium members, said it was going to be open to everybody an hour later. It didn't last 5 minutes on the premium site. You could say it's a ploy by Hasbro to try to get collectors to pay that premium price, even though figures aren't guaranteed. But I have to look at it as, well, I have to look at the one silver lining here. It does seem like a baby step to straightening things out. A teeny tiny baby step. A little itty bitty baby step. Also something that just popped in my head. This may be a way for the G.I. Joe team to take this data to the higher ups, to the number crunchers, and go, look, there's an audience here. There are people frothing at the mouth for these damn figures. Because when the higher ups look at the Target exclusives, there's full sell-through. Target is the customer. So it's not like they're missing any sales. They got all that money from Target. They put it on the Pulse site. They get the actual numbers, how fast it sold out, how many went, and that seems harder evidence that they can go, hey, please, can we make more? Or maybe it is a government conspiracy. What do I know? I just know that they need to do something quick because a lot of collectors, at least when it comes to this thing that they're going to throw in June where they're going to address the issues, something needs to be done or a lot of people are just walking. It's make or break time. We need to start making. Less with the breaking. Finally, with the release of the trailer for Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi? Somebody correct me down in the comments. Hasbro has revealed the Marvel Legends figures for the movie. After seeing the trailer, I'm all in because it just looks fun. Death Dealer is the most eye-catching of the wave to me, and it seems like the MCU has done a good job of updating Death Dealer's classic comic look. The blues and the skull are kind of still there. It's just, you know, whoop, brought into MCU land. Wenwu also looks amazing, and it'll be interesting to see how the rings on the arms work. Is this Mandarin? I don't know. I don't follow any of the spoiler stuff. But there's 10 rings, and 10 rings makes me think, yeah. I also like that if you look slightly away from the picture, but it's still in your periphery, it looks like he's wearing mid-90s fashion with the combat boots, the pants, the flannel tied around the waist. Yeah. You're seeing it now, right? Xiao Ling is spiced up. Well, I'm sure it's her movie look, but the intricate paintwork around the neck and then the basketball texture on the shirt, it could have been a boring costume, but it's not. And the same goes for Shang-Chi. I don't like the cut across the waist, though. It seems like they could have done an overlay from ab crunch down and just have it a separate piece. Rubbery won't get in the way, but that's just me armchair product managing. To finish off the wave is AI Tony Stark, Iron Man, and Civil Warrior, and with their powers combined, it gives you the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure, a wave of mostly movie characters with a comic book Build-A-Figure. But we'll take a closer look at that on Monday. That wasn't all the pictures from Hasbro, though. There's also the Target exclusive Shang-Chi movie Katie. I'm anxious to see just how much movement we'll be able to get out of this figure with the long dress, but again, packed with details. And in case I didn't mention it, the likeness here, along with the rest of the movie characters in the regular wave, the photo reel is on point all across here. And the furry, headless, winged thing that comes with Katie is apparently called Morris, according to the Lego set. The info Hasbro sent along with the pictures says the wave and Katie will be dropping in the fall, but we're already seeing these pop up at stores, and Saturday night at midnight the wave should go up for order on all your favorite online retailers. That's right, I said order. They already have their stock there. You just place your order, they ship it. But that's why there's leaks already of the wave. That's why it got out there already, because the figure's already here. And that's it for this week. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Has there been anything else? But if I missed anything, we'll swing back around and catch it next week. If you're interested in seeing any of these pictures up close without me all in front of them going, I'll be posting all of that, plus links to pre-orders and more information on the Fwoosh front page Saturday at noon. And to address the major blood thing, have I ever given anybody reason to believe that I'm doing something shady or lying about something? I mean, it wasn't from Hasbro. I don't know anybody at Target. I didn't even pay for it. I went to the post office. There it was. So you can needle me online or talk shit in other places. I'm too old to be tossing sticks and stones back your way, and I'm too content to be pulled into personal drama. I'll just be over here in my little corner of the community, enjoying my hobby and playing with things. Yeah, I got something early. Oh no. Probably never happen again. Like I said, it's just weird ass circumstance. It fell into my lap. And that's all I got for you. I know that's not going to satisfy everybody, but it's just toys. Come on. If you enjoyed this Fwoosh Weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or just in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on Fwoosh. I guess I missed the third-party soft goods 1/12 scale G.I.Joe retaliation Black Ninja and White Ninja. Looks a bit stiff. Is this me throwing it here at the end? I don't know if I'll talk about this next week, but they look okay. $100.